companies, not just like a bike shop, but actual bicycle manufacturing overseas. If you guys ever see a bicycle that's branded that says Airborne on it, or flight bicycles, those are my creations, those are my babies. So this particular facility is kind of a hobby of sorts. Crystal, there's Crystal. Crystal knows me because I spent 7 years after I closed my bicycle company in 2006. I decided to take a little break, and I went back to some medical schooling. I got hired by a company called Smith & Nephew Orthopedics. I became an orthopedic trauma specialist. I spent 7 years working in the operating room, working with amazing surgeons, determining basically how to fix complex fractures and deformities and those types of things. So it's kind of a different application of some of my engineering work. So I did that for 7 years, was on call 24/7, and living the life. But it wasn't really the quality of life that I wanted. The money's of course phenomenal, but when you're tied to a specific hospital and you're on call on the weekends and you can't go on vacation with your family, that suddenly puts a big dent in things. 2 years ago, we started this little cycling concept called Psychologic, which was really trying to bring indoor cycling more mainstream. It's not spinning, it truly is indoor cycling. We teach it as a cycling class, and it's something that I've been involved with as an instructor teaching indoor cycling for about 10 years, and found it instrumental in my overall training and performance out on the road. And so the idea is basically teaching people about how to train properly, how to set their heart rate zones, have incredible winter programs, but as well as ongoing maintenance programs throughout the year. So this entire facility, as you look around, you see all kinds of really cool stuff. This is kind of an endurance playground, or a playground for endurance athletes, is really what this is designed for. So we do strength and conditioning classes, we do all kinds of yoga classes, we do some boxing and kickboxing classes, and we do a huge amount of cycling here. And so if you haven't been here to participate and take some of the classes, I highly, highly encourage you to, not just because I'm the owner, but as an athlete, I guarantee you that it will make a difference in your athletic career. And I can give you, a list of about 400 clients that will tell you the exact same thing, that it's changed the way they train, it's changed their lives as athletes. So please, if you have further interest, you can sign up online, you get a free week, 4 classes, no credit card required, just come in, try it. This is a small business, it's my company, so it's really something where, there's no silly contracts, there's no, all the fees and the games bullshit that you get at LA Fitness or different things. Like, this truly is, we are here because we're passionate about teaching, not just creating, a hard workout for people, but because we really want to teach you concepts of exercise physiology and nutrition. We want you to understand the biomechanics related to cycling, and how to improve your pedal stroke, how to change your seat position, based on what you're doing, whether what your speed is on the bike, how that actually changes or should change your position, how that should change your pedal mechanics. So there's so much information that we love to give to people. So if you haven't been here, please come, try it out. If you don't like it, I'll give you your money back. No questions asked. So this kind of brings us to the introduction here. For those of y'all that don't have seats, JT, I think we have a couple of chairs. If you can find a few, there's some seats up here. We usually fit 3 or 4 people up front, so please.
I'm gonna get smiles on it.
Yeah, feel free. Jason's gonna keep riding here. I was introduced to Eddie Walker. We've kind of like known each other, I think, by namesake for a number of years. And when I started out this facility, one of the directions I was going for our strength and conditioning was this aspect of what's called, it's a license, but it's like a gentleman by the name of Mark Devine, who's an ex-Navy SEAL, who started up a program called SEAL Fit. And it's strength and conditioning essentially for endurance athletes. And it copies a lot of what essentially Navy SEAL training does, but it incorporates more cardio than what you would get in a typical CrossFit situation. And it incorporates a lot of emphasis on mind-body connection associated with yoga and understanding how important breathing is to your athletic performance. So in any case, I brought Eddie in because Eddie was a Navy diver, and he taught Navy SEALs. And he brought a mutual friend, a guy by the name of Keith Grimes, who is an ex-Navy SEAL. And we started playing around with that idea as we were just starting this operation. Shortly thereafter, we realized that there were some other synergies to be had associated with Eddie and the amazing group of athletes that he's put together for what's known as the E2 team, and we're proud sponsors of that team. And you have how many? 27, 28? Yeah, how many athletes on?
One time we were 50 plus. Now people moved away, so we're about 42, 43.
Okay, so 43 athletes that have specific emphasis on Ironman long course racing. And Eddie, as you guys probably saw in some of the literatures, he's done 30. We have 30, or it's 31, 30. like after 30, like stop counting. What? All right, so after 30, then you go to kind of the next highlight. That is, nine qualifying slots to Kona, and yeah, is it more than that? All right, so you lost count. Right, for somebody, I raced, long course Ironman for essentially 2 years, and I loved it, but I liked going faster, so I went back to bike racing. So I lived and breathed kind of the Ironman world for a while. But for what Eddie does in terms of philosophies on training and stuff, it really matches very closely. So Eddie, if you could give people kind of your brief introduction for what I haven't covered, and then we'll kind of jump into I have kind of the race day video, and we'll kind of go from there. And this is going to be kind of a little bit of a banter.
Yeah, banter. Again, it's not going to be. I like to let it flow. Again, my name's Eddie Walker, and I'm a part of the E2, and I like to brag on the team. We qualified 12 people on the team itself, and they're multi-time qualifiers for Kona. I think at one time we sent 7 athletes in 1 year. I think it's right around there.
And you got to be top 3 age group, essentially.
All according to what number it is in your age group. But I mean, the E2 team they're studs, especially the females.
Yeah.
They really are. But again, the philosophy behind the team is, we're short number because we want selected people in there that has the drive and the motivation and the camaraderie to improve, and we want to improve as a team. As I said, my name's Eddie Walker. I've been exercising all my life. Whether it started out in wrestling when I was this small, rolling into the military, where you had PT. So at the end, I was a meathead. I was lifting all the time. I was getting deployed. Chief Dadke, really great friends today. Uncle, we should go for a run. Here I am. I think at the time I was like almost 200 pounds. I wasn't fat. And I hung with him. I mean, this guy is a runner. He's like, why don't you start running? It is easier than trying to lift weights. So I said, okay, I started running. Then, I have 2 wonderful daughters, and my wife didn't work, so we had one car. So I had a bicycle. So I started riding back and forth to work, and I did that for 20 plus years. And even when I got out, I was still riding from Xenia to Fairborn to get to work. But when I started that, Chief Dadke introduced me to some multi-sport. And believe it or not, I was a diver and I hated to swim. So my philosophy was, I'll just get faster on the bike, and this guy said, hey, why don't you try a triathlon? Okay, fine. So I just pounded the water in submission, caught him on the bike, and then outran him. I'm like, this is awesome. So it was now a lifestyle. It was what I enjoyed doing. And, Michael from Infinite always said, all triathletes have vices. And it is pretty close to being true. There's something that there's an addictive personality trait in every one of us. So if you're going to be addicted to something, you might as well be addicted to this, So, that's how I got my start. Again, I think my kids, that's my daughter Lauren is my oldest, which is racing this weekend. Referee, and I got a younger one, which she's a little freak too. But they don't know any better. They don't know
She really is.
Yeah. But, like, the first time I went to Hawaii, I'm like, hey, get in the water and swim the swim course. It's awesome, people are dying. Hey, let's go run a leahy. everyone wants to do this. Whatever. So it wasn't a big deal, but I think they're starting to grow and appreciate this. Like I said, I'm a veteran, 8 years Navy. We got out and came back home to Ohio. Accomplishments, it's just what I enjoy doing. I can never keep tabs. I just enjoy doing it. I have not met what I'm aiming for, so therefore I'm going to continue until I do it. That's what motivates me. Will I tell you what it is? Probably not, but you'll know when I hit it. I just want to be, as we move forward with this, I'd like to, share the knowledge that I have, and then that is one thing that I'm passionate about is I want this sport and this lifestyle to continue. I want to bring in younger generations and feel the passion and the spirit of multi-sport cycling, whatever the case is, get them away from the TV. And also, I like our generations, and they're enthused about stuff, it's nice, I like seeing people get together and accomplish feats, so that's why I always like doing this, because I'm passionate about it, I love it, I'll watch this stupid video and I'll turn away because it might even have a stupid tear. That's the way I am. It's like, I don't know what happened. I used to be a man. Old Yeller runs away and I'll cry. But it's just the accomplishment. Linda, at Cheryl Hollow this year, you talked about a major mountain. Oh, I was so psyched when she finished. The passion was there. That's what I like to see. I will stay by your side forever as long as I see the passion, and that's me, here I can beat a dead horse to death, but as we move forward today, how many people are doing Louisville? Good. First timers? Okay. Second? So you know everything, right? Because it seems like the second timers are the ones like, oh yeah, I did it this time. So hopefully we can use your first time. You can throw some information out that you've used, in going into your second time, and hopefully we'll get better on the second time, because, a lot of times it takes a long time to figure this out. I'm not going to say it could take 10, 11 races, and then the 12th one is going to change. So you're never really going to get it right, but you're going to get it really good, So it's going to be interesting, because I'll get you guys' names and I'm going to watch it in Louisville, and I'm going to say, oh, okay. So again, as we go forward, any questions you guys have, whether it's, for now, I say let's stay away from the training aspect because we're past that, dealing with Louisville, but we can answer that afterwards. But as we talk about Louisville, it will relate into other Ironman racing because the concept's still there, the philosophy is still there, So let's kind of keep that as we move forward as our focus, okay? And again, this is open. You got a question? Ask, But if the question goes a little too far, and the details go a little bit, we'll kind of chill and keep moving forward, okay? I'm excited for you guys. I really am. I'll tell you, 4th Street Live. Oh, man, I can't wait to see it. It is I think it's the best finishing out there. And like I said, I've done multiple races, and the energy of 4th Street Live is pretty sweet. It really is. A lot of drums up. I think Squirrel was one. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
first Ironman. There's a lot of nerves and anxious. They just want to get in and get started and get the day going.
I think the water's gonna be beautiful this morning. It's waiting for me.
I'm going to take the day as it comes. I know the heat's going to hit me, but we'll just keep it going strong the whole time.
Happy birthday, everyone!
We're gonna go do this crazy Ironman. It's 1:30 in the morning. The river's flowing like a monster. We're ready to go.
Woo! It's my moment of fame! I can't wait.
Ready to do this. Been training for 6 months. It's time.
To finish.
Yeah, to finish. I'll get you
To
a
kiss
cross
the
and
ground,
crawl.
yeah.
If I'm crawling, as long as I finish, I'll be happy.
Exactly.
Midnight, yeah.
So many different emotions at the start line. People's minds are racing and going 1,000 miles an hour, thinking about everything. It's 140.6 miles, so it's a long day. The swim start lends itself to be friendly to first timers. Having the time trial swim start, spreading everybody out, you can get in, you can find your water.
Feel pretty good this morning. I'm excited. Looking forward to the day. Hoping I catch as many people as I can. Going out to the race.
great. Coming back, kind of felt like Michael Phelps. Wonderful current going with us. And bike was good. And all this, as long as I do the bucket challenge, Alice bucket challenge, I'm good.
Finish line is on 4th Street Lot, and without a doubt to me, it is the best finish line on the Ironman circuit. Really a beautiful area to have a finish, a lot of lights, a lot of sound, and a lot of people who are there to bring the athletes home.
It's electric.
Anybody need to go clean the drawers? I'd say, oh, by the way, the guy in the orange helmet that we probably are like, God, that guy's a little cocky. He was doing the race for charity. He was the last one in, and for every person he passed, people donated money. So, you know, if you didn't know his story, you're like, he's kind of cocky, isn't he? But no, and I remember him out there because he was flat drilling it. He left it all on the pavement that day, so, which was a really, really cool story. And then I thought, always gets me at the end, 1 second to go. It's like, did you plan that? You know, you can't do that, right? Yeah, but you get a chance at any Ironman, do the midnight thing. It's pretty cool. If you're able to, maybe sneak off, take a little nap, go there. Because, you know, my first Ironman, I was confused. I didn't know what to do. I just did it. And I wasn't able to really experience the full thing that it is about the Ironman. You know, I actually took it kind of for granted. Because, I'm not going to be cocky or arrogant, but I'm going to get to that. And it came easy for me, you know? And I never really got that emotion like they did, you know, at that time. But I grew to appreciate it and the hard work that everyone, I don't care if it's the person that claps, you know, that won it, Chris, or the last person that made it by 1 second. You're out there. And that's the cool thing about the sport is, you know, you're mixing it up with the big dogs, and they're feeling just as much pain as you are. You know, granted, we're probably a little out longer and experience a little more pain, but hey, they experience the stuff just as much as we do. So, you know, that's why I like going back, because I like seeing the emotions and stuff like that. You know, that last person, I mean, it is the coolest thing.
I'm going to jump in just for a second. I came back from Ironman Boulder. Wasn't racing out there. I just happened to be out there riding with some friends. And, being part of that, I did Ironman Coeur d'Alene in 2011, and Leadman, Muncie, and being out there at Boulder, staying there for the entire time. If you haven't stayed until that 17-hour mark for the Ironman, like, you haven't really experienced it. It truly is one of those like touching. Like, I don't think there's any other event that I've ever been to that contains that volume of emotion. It really is one of these things that will leave a lifelong impression on you if you haven't experienced it. And a lot of people, they'll race it, they do it, they go home. Staying there, you know, beyond your time to cheer on the other athletes as they're coming on makes it. It makes the event.
And that's what's cool about our team, is we're there. You know, we're there, we're cheering each other on, you know. His age, I think she made it by 15 minutes that year. It was so close, and you want to talk about a gifted athlete, 15 minutes, and you know, I'm a nervous wreck. I'm like, I'm not ready for her dad, you know. I'm worried. I'm like, man, she's got to get my car, whatever. And then when you finally see her, you know, the person that you care about, come on, man, it's like, ooh, this is awesome. So I'm a nervous wreck. Like her, you know, racing, you just stay away from me. Yeah. I get all nervous.
Do you want to jump into swim?
Well,
Or you got some other things you want to do?
yeah, so tonight, you know, what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to set objectives, okay? So we're going to try to set objectives on what we're going to do, okay? So from there, then we're going to try to familiarize ourselves with all the way from the pre-race, all the way to the finish line, okay? So when we go into that as well, make sure you guys ask your questions, you know, any kind of question. When do I check in? What do I do, you know? And you know, between me and the other guys that are in here, we'll get you through it. The fact is, it's a triathlon. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still a triathlon. The things that you use, equipment-wise, is the same as you do in an HFB race, right? So, sweat it that much, okay? Because I know you're going to look in your bag once, twice, 3 times, and then you're going to take it down there, you're going to open it up. Do I got everything? Yeah, you got shoes and a hat. It's that easy, okay? So, again, I get it. You know, I still am not lying. You know, number whatever is coming, and I'll deal with it. So,
You'll feel free to help yourself to drink some food as we go through.
Again,
Stand up, stretch, whatever you'll need to do.
again, as we go, ask questions. You know, there's questions. So the first one, objectives. Stick to your plan. Do not deviate. Okay. Whatever your plan is, stick to it. I don't care how many times I heard, I'm feeling great off the bike, so I ran really fast. And you walk a long way. You know? Or I get out of the water, oh, I'm behind time. I gotta make it up. No. Okay? Sometimes you gotta think a little different. I'm out of the water slower. Maybe so is everyone else. You know? Okay, it's over. It's over. I'm still sticking to the plan. I still got a lot of miles to make up. You know, you can always make up time in the Ironman if you're smart. You can lose a lot if you make mistakes. Again, pacing, nutrition, be flexible. Be flexible. Be flexible. Because something's going to happen. And you're going to have to figure out how to deal with a problem. Pacing is probably one of the easier ones, you know, because sometimes you can't move too slow, you know. And really, if you really look at the Ironman race, a successful Ironman will be defined by your run. It really will be, because you can finish that race no matter what your time is. And if you walked it but hammered that bike, what are you going to say? I had a horrible race, but I hammered the bike. But they do say, who cares? Have you ever heard anyone say, have you ever heard anyone say I had a great race, but a slow bike? No. A great race is going to be defined by that run. Okay? If you can't run, not have a good race. Right? So remember, be conservative when you take off. Really conservative. I like, my window is 15 minutes. I'm conservative for 15 minutes and then I'm going to start dialing it up. For someone else, it could be up to 6 miles of being conservative. And you're going to start easing into whatever pace. You can break it into 6-mile increments. And if you want to run fast, run the last 6 miles fast. Have the ball. It's a lot shorter walk than if you run that first 6 miles and you're walking 20 miles. And that's a fact. So, I mean, just be, if you're not having fun, I always say this, if you're not having fun at any time during a race, you're going too fast. You know, if you're on that bike and it's like, this is miserable, you're probably going too fast and you're probably not taking in the nutrition that you need as well. Okay? The body will tell you, the mind will screw you over every time. You know, oh, I gotta go faster, I gotta go faster. I don't need that water. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I had 2 athletes, one with Colorado. She was so worried, and she's a very good athlete, but so worried about going fast. In fact, Ironman is not a fast race. And she didn't make it. Dropped out twice. So I had to put her on a closed course during training. It was like a 15-mile loop. I had to make 15 miles pull in, get water. 15 miles. And I really had to teach her that before she'd go race because she just would not focus on nutrition. So finally, it became a habit to her. I think she could 2 hours.